guys? Troll Pal CHH here, guys, and today we're looking at something interesting. I want to say this is not a paid review or anything like this. This is the Rob Zombie's Halloween 1 and 2 collector's set from VIaVision. Now, the reason I wanted to do a video on this may not because it's going to be anything groundbreaking in terms of special features or the release itself, but I wanted to show you guys a release from VIaVision. I wanted to go over my experience with it because VIaVision is a new label to me. It's not a label that I've bought much from before, and I thought, you know what, being a big Halloween fan and collecting physical media for those kinds of movies and things like that, I thought, why not like dive into it here? It's Halloween season. We'll talk about this release and really if it's something that maybe you as a viewer would be interested in, and if not, just live vicariously through this video. I'm your guinea pig for this release because maybe you've seen it being posted about on some of the sites like Discfather or things like that, Dawn of the Discs, when it was announced. So, and maybe you're just like, well, it's interesting, but it's not 4K or this or that. So let's talk about it. We'll break it down. I'll tell you guys my experience with it and if it's worth it to you whatsoever. So one thing that is interesting about this is for the first time, I think this is the first time we've ever had a release where both cuts are available in one set. So you'll see it says includes the theatrical and unrated director's cuts of Rob Zombie's Halloween 1 and 2. In terms of special features, there's nothing new in terms of any kind of feature. A lot of people were wondering, are they going to actually have a, behind the scenes of Rob Zombie's Halloween 2? That stuff is hidden in a vault. Rob has talked about how vile it was with the Weinsteins making that movie, that basically it was a horror show behind the scenes. So I don't think that footage is ever going to see the light of day. But with that being said, we do get the 4.5 documentary. We do get all the commentaries that were already done before for this release, and we get deleted scenes, bloopers, Captain Clegg and the Night Creatures music video, which is that band that Drive Conductor Drive from Halloween 2 at that Halloween party that they have, which is actually a really cool scene. Like I said, the unrated director's cuts, commentaries, and things like that. So we'll look at this release, and here's another question. Maybe you're saying to yourself, well, Christian, you know what? I am kind of interested in this because, you know what? I'm actually a fan of the theatrical cuts of the film, but, I have the Scream Factory Blu-ray set, and those have the director's cuts. They don't have the theatrical cuts. I like the theatrical cuts and have them on DVD. Okay, well, that could work for you. And I'll tell you one thing. I'm going to say right from the bat. I could tell you this is region-free, or I can show you. Let's go look at what happens when I put this in my PlayStation 4. All right, guys, so this is my PlayStation 4. I put in the theatrical cuts, excuse me. We're going to see if this is region-free. Let's see if it plays. Oh, look at that. It's region free. I'll be damned. So yeah, if you want this release, if you're like into the Rob Zombie, Halloween films, and you want like a nice comprehensive release with special features, all the cuts, this VIaVision release on Blu-ray is pretty cool. If you like the theatricals, you got them. If you like the director's cuts, of course you got them, which are pretty much the standard releases. But there you go, guys. This is, in fact, a completely region-free release. Plays in my American PS4. So as you can see, that this is, in fact, region-free. It plays, even though this is an Australian release, it plays in American players. And I thought a PS4 would be a great way to test this with for you guys, in case you're interested, because a PlayStation 4 is pretty much in every household, or an Xbox Series S, or the new PS5s, which I'm actually going to get and use as a 4K player. My wife went to PlayStation 5 for our anniversary, and I'm also going to be using that as one of my 4K players in the house to test, and I'll report to you guys how that works with 4K if you guys are interested in something like that. The way they have the discs situated is interesting. So here's the cover. They have like a feature of kind of like Halloween 2 on there, and then the back gives you your listings with all the information and whatnot. It's a 4-disc set. So here's the Blu-ray case for Rob Zombie's Halloween 1 and 2 Ultimate Edition. So on disc 1, it is the unrated director's cut of Rob Zombie's Halloween. So they have that on its own disc. Then the next disc that was in here is Michael Lives, the making of Halloween. and all the discs look the same. Next disc is the unrated director's cut of Rob Zombie's Halloween 2, and then on one disc is the Halloween 1 and 2 theatrical cuts. So that's the way the discs are laid out. And then, of course, there, like I said, the Michael Lives disc is the 4.5-hour documentary that you can get. For the record, I don't know if I said this earlier, but I did, in fact, throw every disc in my PlayStation 4, hoping, like, making sure, rather than hoping, that it wasn't a fluke, because I would hate if somebody is interested in this and they want to pick this up and they're not region-free and they get this and there would have been an incident. But I did test every disc, and they did all, in fact, play in my PlayStation 4. There is something you can do if you don't, let's say you're even a casual fan and you kind of prefer the theatrical cuts and you wouldn't mind getting that, but you don't want to splurge for something like this. You can get this, I believe it's like a Canadian release, which is in fact the same exact disc, if memory serves, that they use on this release for the theatrical cuts. So you can get that, and that might be available on Amazon. If it is, I'll post a link. But I got this from Diabolic DVD, and, you know, I like this release. I think this is a nicely packaged release from VIaVision. It's nice that they give you, like, everything. They give you the theatricals, they give you the director's cuts, they give you the whole kit and caboodle in this. So I like the label. I'll probably try to get more stuff from them. And the next couple purchases I'll get, I'll try to maybe, like, I think there is a Prophecy set that they're doing. I think Vinegar Syndrome is doing a 4K of the first 3, but VIaVision, if memory serves, they're doing a complete collection of all of them on Blu-ray. So I was actually thinking of going that route, because I think if I got some, I might rather have them all on Blu-ray as opposed to a couple on 4K. But I'm not sure. But, you know, this is nice, but it's not something that a lot of guys and people in the States are going to want. I wanted this to be a title that I could be a guinea pig for because, number one, I collect Halloween physical media as well as Friday the 13th physical media and things like that. And I thought, you know what, let me get something from VIaVision, kind of check them out and give you my impression on the label themselves. You know, this is a fairly nice, you know, package. It definitely has like a collector's vibe to it, but it's also not overpriced with trying to add a bunch of stuff with embroidered artwork. They just give you a nice slip box for it. And then you get your case with all your movies in here. So I would say that VIaVision is a label. You should go to their website and start looking into some of their stuff, and you can pick up a lot of their titles from Diabolic and Orbit when they come out and things like that. And I wanted to show that. So if, let's say, you are interested in something like this and you say to yourself, I really want those theatrical cuts on Blu-ray, there is an option available in the States. Maybe you don't own them and you're like, hey, you know what, that is cool, it has everything I could have up to this point. Basically, it is technically this is the nicest release for these films so far. It really is, because it gives you everything packaged together all in one. So that's cool, you know. So like I said, guys, this video is really as much for me to kind of assess the label and just getting something from VIaVision, because I haven't gotten anything from them before, and seeing how I feel about it, what I like, and their presentation. And I would say this is pretty nice. You know, I like this release. It's a nice, charming release for the Rob Zombie Halloween films. But there you go, guys. If you are interested, go to Diabolic and things like that to look into this. But if you do want the theatrical cuts, there is an easier, cheaper alternative, and I'll try to post the link if it's still readily available. It should be. So there you go, because everything else pretty much has the director's cuts, like the Scream Factory box sets, the Blu-rays that just come out, like, for instance, this Target Steelbook, remember that came out? That was director's cuts. That was not theatrical cuts. For some reason, the theatrical cuts are a little harder to get on Blu-ray. So that's interesting, which is nice because this does include all the cuts, directors and theatrical. So guys, I just want to do this video and show you this, you know, this label VIaVision. It's, you know, here's their release of the Rob Zombie films, so the Rob Zombie Halloween films. So there you go, guys. Let me know what you think about that down in the comment section below, and let me know your thoughts. Are you in fact a bigger fan of the theatrical cuts? Because it seems like the people that are mediocre to less than on the Rob Zombie films, they will say, well, if I'm gonna watch it, I'd go for the theatrical cut. So let me know what you think down below, guys. I appreciate you watching this video. Stick around. This season has just got nothing but physical media coming our way, and I've got a lot of stuff to review. I'm stressed out about it, but I'm blessed because I love doing this and making these videos. So thank you, guys. I love you, and I'll see you next time. Huge, giant thank you to all of my Patreon supporters. Without you guys, this would not be possible. To get behind-the-scenes photos, videos, music, private live streams, and much more, you can subscribe to my Patreon. for as little as $1 a month. Thank you to my patrons.